Yeah, so that was the stage door, which was quite funny. And I'm just it given the reasons that I don't like crowds and stuff. I'm really chuffed that I went to the stage door and braved it and actually spoke to him in such a way that I did. But I see that as a massive step forward, and I will one day get to the stage door and actually get a sentence out, and not mumble and freak out. And I'll actually have a pen next time so that I can actually get them to sign my program instead of just going, I haven't got a pen, so I can't get you to sign my program, but can I have a photo instead, please? But no, it meant a lot to get to the stage door, and I say I'm an absolute massive fan of Ramin. He's got the most incredible voice. I've never quite heard a voice like it. It's quite unnerving, and it of course helps that he's incredibly handsome. I mean, he's just he's just handsome. There's no other word for it. He's just incredibly. He brings a weird sexiness to the Phantom of the Opera, and I will never understand it because never before. I don't think you're particularly meant to find the Phantom quite sexy, and whether it's because I know that underneath all the mask and the makeup, Ramin is quite handsome, but he brings something to the role that's very. It's not even sensual. I don't know what the word is, but it's very kind of. I suppose it is sensual. I mean, obviously he wants Christine, and we find out during Love Never Dies that he's had Christine. Lucky cow. And the kind of the aftermath of that. But there's something about Ramin's portrayal that, to me, I mean, I've seen John Owen Jones and I've seen Ramin and I've seen Colm Wilkinson and I've seen the film version. But to me, the best portrayal I've seen is Ramin, just because he brings something to it. There's a power to it, and because I think like the older actors tend to bring more of a fatherly role to it, which is okay, because I think I say at some point in the actual Phantom she says angel or father, friend or phantom, so she kind of isn't sure whether it's her father or not. So I think there is an aspect of that. So I say I think the older actors bring the fatherly to it, and the younger actors bring the kind of sexual tension to it. But if it was overtly she wants him because she fancies him, that wouldn't make sense, and it would be just weird because he's got a mashed up face and he kills people. But I think that Ramin's portrayal, he's right on the line between. He's very kind of sexy and kind of commanding, and in Love Never Dies there's a bit where he comes through some double doors off a balcony, and it's a very kind of, it's not sexy, I don't know what the word is, it's a very kind of startling moment where he's really manly and he kind of strolls through, and she kind of says something about him going back to claim her. And I think the thing with Ramin's portrayal is that he gets the character, and he's just got the right balance between sort of fatherly and sexy and slightly crazed murderer. But does he kill anybody in Love Never Dies? I don't think he does. I think he might have actually got over the killing bit. So yeah, so I mean, I love the music for Love Never Dies is incredible. Some of the songs are just fab. And I said I'd like to go back down because I'd like to see Sierra in it. Both times I've been, it's been a girl called Celia Graham, who I know of through seeing her in concert with Michael Ball a few times, and she is fabulous. She's so stunningly beautiful, and her voice is incredible. She's got absolutely gorgeous voice. But I'd like to see Sierra's portrayal, just because obviously it's Sierra that's on the CD, the cast CD. But it's a fabulous show. I would recommend it to anybody. It doesn't, to be honest, after about 10 or 15 minutes, and apart from the odd bit where they refer to it, you kind of forget that there was a show before it, The Phantom of the Opera, because it's very cleverly written in that it ties up things that happen, it explains things that happen in The Phantom, and it kind of explains the whole, what happened after, in the years between him, the Phantom running off after Christine left him for Raoul, and where they pick up in Coney Island. So I definitely would recommend it to everybody, I really would. It's a fab show. The sets are incredible, and the costume and the staging. There's a bit with a revolve where she's singing Love Never Dies. I won't give it away because I obviously don't want to give away everything to people, but that bit, I think, from like a performer's perspective and a drama person's perspective, it's a fantastic. I just think it's brilliant. And I think this is probably a bit controversial, but I think Phantom of the Opera in London went through a phase where it was a bit tired, and it was a bit kind of, yeah, I love music of the night, and I think it got a bit tired. And you know, I didn't go and see it for probably about 2.5 years, just because I think it got a bit tired. But I think that now Love Never Dies has opened, it's kind of woken Phantom of the Opera up a bit, because the two link. I think it's kind of stirred a bit. And I mean, I love Phantom of the Opera. I'll never say anything bad about Phantom of the Opera, because I think it's definitely my favourite, and it's definitely, I just think it's his best work, and it's so cleverly written. I just think it's the best thing. But Love Never Dies is taken over as my favourite, just because it's so... I mean, obviously it helps that Ramin's in it, and as I said earlier, Ramin can do no wrong. But I just think it's incredible. So I would absolutely, completely recommend Love Never Dies for anybody who wants to go and see a show. You know, it doesn't matter whether you... Oh, I hate Phantom of the Opera. It's different enough for it to not be in the same mould as Phantom of the Opera. So if you don't like Phantom, it doesn't mean you're not going to like Love Never Dies, because the sound's different, the set's different. And obviously it's 10 years later. Yeah, so I would definitely go and see it. So yeah, that was my weekend in London, or such as it was. You know, I'm still slightly bemused as to the fact that I've actually met Ramin, and I say it's unusual for this to have a reaction on me, because I say I've met Michael Ball and I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever. And I've met other people in the line of kind of work and the circles that I move in, and never had a problem. But there's just something about Ramin that just, like I said, renders me speechless. And one day I'll do a vlog and I'll be like, yeah, I met Ramin and I told him he was amazing and we had la. God knows when that'll happen, but he's just... I would thoroughly recommend Love Never Dies for anybody who wants to go and see it, like a different type of show, you know, something that's not the norm. But yeah, that's about it, I think. That was my Love Never Dies vlog, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to see John Barrowman in concert on Tuesday, which I'm a bit excited about, and then I'm going to see Oklahoma on Saturday night. So I'm hoping at some point next weekend to do another vlog. But my best friend's getting married next Sunday, so I'm going to be at the wedding all day. So I'm hoping I can get a vlog done on Saturday about John Barrowman. If not, it'll be kind of at some point. I might actually... I'll try and fit one in next weekend. It depends on how the weekend pans out, but I will be with you very soon. Bye!
Your music, it teases at my ear. I turn